All right, we're connecting.
Plus, people don't want to tell Lucas that he's. Hello.
Kind of an abrupt ending.
Yeah, right? What's happening?
How's it going?
So, guys, welcome to this week's SGU live stream. Steve is not here this week because we had a camping accident. Haha, just kidding. He's fine. Because we were camping last week. Steve is off to see his daughter's Julia's graduation.
Yay!
Oh wow, that's this weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's what George was like too. Like, oh my God, she's graduating already. It's like, yes, we're all getting old.
I remember her getting in, and I was like, yeah, cool. And she was talking about like band and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, that was like 6 months ago. And it's like, no, that's 4 years ago. Ah!
So we can talk about whatever we want.
Let's talk about Steve.
Steve will never know.
Let's talk about
Steve. Yeah, right.
Whole time.
So I had to go to my mechanic today, and I had my first like people are not wearing masks moment. It finally happened. I was wearing a mask, but all the other people around me were not.
Yeah.
And I was like, I actually felt weird because I was the only mask wearer, which was so weird because right away, I mean, it's literally like one day to the next, like everyone's got their masks off, and I'm like, I'm the only one wearing a mask in this room. So I don't know. I'm feeling like negative peer pressure.
Plus, you were carrying a gun too, so that was
well. I don't let people know about that, but
it's weird.
Did Connecticut take the mandate? Did it have a mandate in the first place, and then did it turn it off?
I mean, we just followed the CDC.
So yesterday, did they say no more mandate? That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
well, I mean, I don't know what the state did, but right now it's still up to the individual businesses whether they take down that sign that says masks are required inside. So that I'm sure that'll just slowly fade in, because a lot of these companies were caught, prematurely. Like, whoa, we didn't expect this. It kind of came pretty quick. It was only a few weeks ago when the CDC said, the most recent news update. But it feels weird. I'm gonna miss my mask.
Yeah,
too, Bob.
I think we still have it in LA, in California in general. We still have it. I don't think they've changed the guidelines yet.
So do we?
Hey, wait, Jay, you got to introduce Brian and me. What the hell?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I mean, people know
at this point,
people are sick of me, but who cares? But this guy or that guy over there,
that guy.
Side is, where is he? I don't even know where he is.
Well, you don't know what I don't know if we're seeing what the audience is saying.
I'm not sure. So
we are. We see.
We see.
Okay. So
that dude.
Oh, there's George. There's Bob.
There's a story.
There's Jay.
Of Bobby.
So okay, so
Brian.
we'll give a little background. Like we met Brian at a Nexus conference. Oh, about 7 years ago.
65 years ago.
It was, you know what? I think it was 10 years ago now.
At
10
least,
years ago.
I think it was 10 years ago.
So what happened was Brian was doing a thing called the Story Collider, which was a bunch of people. Each person could tell a story. We get up on stage and kind of do like a stand-up routine about something real that happened, I guess, right? It was
like a moth style story. It wasn't like a stand-up comedy thing. It was like a moth style storytelling.
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
So I remember I was asked to do it. I don't remember how it happened, but I remember I was like on the phone with Brian one day. I'm just talking to Brian, had no idea who you were. Immediately had like a nerd kinship with you because I could just tell by
Totally.
the way that you talk. It was unreal. Like I could tell that you were regionally from somewhere near where I became sentient.
Yeah. Well, I think the intro. I think George introduced us too, right?
Yeah. Yes,
So,
you're right.
I had seen George play at a Nexus, went up, and we've talked about this before, but George and I went to the same high school a few years apart, and I was like, I think you're this guy. It's like, so we didn't quite know each other then.
Are you George Robb's son?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God, I remember you. You were that guy with the thing. Yeah.
But then it was really
So George introduced us, and then that's how the Nexus thing happened. Yeah.
And then over the years, we just became closer and closer, going to Nexus. And then, at some point, it was just like with George, like at some point we just did a right turn and started working together, doing just doing stuff, involving each other more. And now we're at the point where me, George, Brian, Steve, and Ian are all, making a video, not a video game, well, kind of. It's almost a video
Almost
game.
a video game.
We're making a game show. Which you may have heard. It's called Boomer versus Zoomer, which is cool. But we have did a major versioning change to the game show because we learned a lot from earlier versions. We're working on that right now. We're hoping that we have our first real latest version come out in like 6 weeks. We're shooting for.
Yeah, hopefully that sounds about right.
Because summer's coming, so vacations might get in the way. George, do you vacation?
No.
You just don't.
I
You
just
work.
I haven't been. I just realized. I think you and I talked about this. Like I haven't been anywhere without it being part of a conference or some kind of an event. Like I've been stupidly fortunate that I've traveled the world. Like Europe and Australia and Galapagos and Canada and parts of New Jersey. It's like, and they're all equal. But it's always
there's some parts of Jersey that are way out there.
It's true. But it's always like with a gig. So I was just sort of thinking when maybe the next year or something, when travel is allowed, I'm like, I'm going to take a vacation where like, I'm going to go for a week someplace and like not bring my guitar or notebooks full of monologue jokes and puppets and props and video cameras and CDs and like just go on vacation. So yeah, no, I it's been, it used to be because I had no funds at all.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, I just can't, you can't go away because you're always working on the weekends. So
yeah,
but
damn, I used to do that with so for those people watching who don't know me, I used to be an academic, a theoretical physicist, and I would do that with talks. So you go give a talk,
right,
and then take like an extra day because they're already paying for a plane fare. So as long as you pay for your hotel or whatever for a few extra days, you can just kind of stay there as long as you want. So I would only go places where I was scheduled to give a talk, or try to schedule talks in places I wanted to go. Alternately,
reasonable.
Yeah.
So, you know what I want to do? What the vacation I want to take is I want to go to Iceland and drive the ring road. Have you heard
that would be awesome.
What is that?
It's like, so you've got Iceland, right?
Is it a circular?
And there's literally one road that goes around the whole thing. And it takes like, depending how you do it, you can take like 7 to 9 days kind of to just do it in chunks. And then you see all of the cool crap that's all around, whether it's, caves or fields or museums or whatever. And there's a service where like you can rent a car. The US license is good. They set up all your hotels and everything, and they get through the GPS and the whole deal. And you just drive around Iceland. Like you start in Reykjavik and end in Reykjavik. And oh my gosh, I saw one. And it's like not insanely expensive. I mean, it's a thing, but it's not like some, going to the moon kind of deal. I thought, all right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to friggin' do that and not and not have like
And no work.
skeptic organization sponsor it or anything. I mean,
Yeah.
if they wanted to, maybe we could figure something. But no, there's gonna be vacation. Yeah, vacation. So,
Bob, how about Bob? Do you? Yeah, you don't like me. Very similar to me. You don't do vacations other than like SGU stuff.
No, yeah, they all. Every time I go somewhere, it's because of SGU. I haven't taken a week-long vacation in years, and when I do take a vacation, it's like 3 or 4 days, like going to Disneyland or Disney World or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. But when you go to like Australia for 2 weeks, man, that's a good chunk of your vacation days. But that's only every few years. So yeah, we gotta. I mean, it's baloney. That's crazy. I mean, you deserve 1 week or 2 weeks a year should be pure vacation, no work.
At least.
It's kind of
At least
crazy.
that's not even a lot.
That's not a lot at all. And
No,
a lot
I mean, it'd be better to do like the European thing where it's like August, you're just gone.
yeah,
Like just doing whatever for a month,
Yeah,
it would take 5 weeks. Go. I don't want you to work. You're not
the
working,
United
so-
States, man. Forget it. I mean, the work ethic in the United States, whatever you want to call it, like the work, whip. The fact that our employers don't, you go start a new job and like you get 2 weeks of vacation. What the freak is 2 weeks of vacation? What is that?
It's not. It's ridiculous.
It is. And then I remember when I had my son, and I went and I asked the company I was working for at the time, hey, what's the whole, I'm having a baby, like how much time off can I take? Oh, you could take as much unpaid leave as you want. I'm like, fucking unpaid? Yeah, like fathers don't get any time, to spend with their family.
We lucked out when our daughter was born. We were living in London, and my wife was working for an American company, but in London. So she got a year of maternity leave, and all and it's like not all of it. I forget exactly how it works. I think you can take up to a year. It's like 6 months full pay, the 3 months half pay, 3 more months like nothing so you could take the whole year if you want. She didn't quite take it, but it was like even that 6 months full pay was like, oh my god.
But you could take a year and your job will still be there. Take a whole year off, your job will still be there. Go ahead.
Yeah, totally.
People in the chat are like, oh, I'm Swiss and we have 5 weeks paid.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 33 days vacation. 33 days vacation, paid vacation. And that's why they're not miserable and awful like we all are.
Yeah.
Depressed.
Yeah. I mean, it really is
5 to
funny
6 in Finland. Yeah, Peter. There it is. Oh my God.
Well, also they don't have to work to get fucking health insurance, right? Like
Yeah.
that's not that you have to in the US, but it's really hard if you're not.
Yeah.
Like
health insurance is it's complete bullshit anyway. I mean, by the time you pay your co-pays and you have to pay like a few $1,000 before you get into the real part of the insurance. Like I went to the dentist just yesterday, and I have to get a what is it, a crown? Yeah, first time. I'm 52 years old, and like you did a great job taking care of your teeth, but now it's time we got to get in there with the backhoe, right? And it's like, oh yeah, it's $1,600. And I'm like, all right, well, what about insurance? They're like, well, most of the time they pay up to half. I'm like, oh, so I only have to pay $800. Wow, that's it, huh? That's a shitload of money to a guy like me.
Yeah.
Healthcare is still not even close to where it should be. Not even close.
It's a huge bummer.
Brian, what about you about vacation? I didn't want to leave you out. Do you vacation? What do you do?
Well, I never used to, but so I have a 7-year-old, almost 7-year-old next week, daughter. And since I had a kid, that's when we started taking like actual family vacations. So then we, but not before that, basically ever. It was what Georgia, it's all work. I would all be around academics. But the other thing is, a lot like George, I'm a touring musician. So a lot of my travel time is spent, we're going around on a tour bus. But as like that's not really vacation. If you're lucky, you get like a half day in a city.
Yeah.
Right. So you wake up, we're lucky enough to have a bus, which a lot of touring musicians aren't. Like you wake up in the city, you get a half day, maybe. Like if you're lucky, sound check isn't until like, I don't know, 2 or something. And even that's pretty late. And then, you've had your morning to do one thing if you're lucky, but probably you're so tired from the gig the last night that you can't even wake up. Like I was unusual on the bus in that I would be up at like 6 or 7 because I was the only, not quite, but one of the only dads. So like I was on early time anyway. So
Mhm.
I'd always get up, go have breakfast, go do something, go to an art museum or something in the city, try to get one cultural thing in, and then you just got to be at the venue hanging out until the show. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that said, though, I mean, we've gone to Australia like 3 times and New Zealand a couple of times. Though, and when you go there, we're there for 2 weeks. We made sure we had plenty of time to vacation and sightsee, and London and Scotland, amazing. Those
yeah, we'll
were.
take a
I
few
would.
days.
That's a I would call that pretty much legit vacation, even though it's what would we get? We're 2 weeks in Australia and New Zealand. How much was it like vacation? At what, 4 days, 5 days?
No,
Well, that-
3 to 4 days.
If you add it all up, but that's so worth it. I would do that, and also doing conferences and stuff. To me, it's work, sure, but it's also so much fun. It's not like
Oh, no, it's
working
great,
on your
yeah.
computer. You're
Yeah,
like
it's not 9 to
interacting with
5,
people.
man.
That's as far as work vacations go, that's pretty good.
But
But Jay, I remember, Jay, when before I had my daughter, my ex-wife and I we started vacationing 2 weeks at a time at a
Wow.
clip. And that's a vacation, because I remember every vacation I ever went to, it'd be like, oh shit, 3 days have passed. This vacation's half over. I'm so bummed right now because it's half over after 3 days. But if you go for 2 weeks, you have an entire week and you're like, wow, it's just half over. You got another 7 days. That's the way you do a vacation, at least 2 weeks.
I agree.
But
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
Do you guys perceive a stigma in the United States about vacationing? Like, I feel almost guilty even talking about going on vacation and vacationing, like, almost as if like I've got money to throw around or whatever. I had to so I on and off my entire life I've gone to a psychologist, going to therapy, like just basically learning how to manage depression and anxiety, and also living a life on an incredibly fucked up planet, right? And I'm very proud of it because I've done it on and off my whole adult life, and it's gotten me through, basically every hard thing I've ever had to deal with. I highly recommend people go to therapy, even if you're mildly frustrating. Just talking to someone is cathartic. So I remember talking to my therapist about like just feeling kind of like, man, I'm kind of boxed in. I feel like guilty even taking time off. And he's like, you have got to turn that 180 degrees around in your head. Don't let like the fact that you want to vacation and that you're going away make you feel bad. And I said, it's my employer. Historically, my employers have always made me feel bad about taking time off. You want to take more than a week, and all of a sudden things get a little weird. Like, whoa, yeah, I want to be away from this place for more than 5 business days. And I think that's part of the problem, is that we are programmed in the United States to feel bad about taking time off, or
I think that's totally true. Yeah,
There's the thing too. How do we reach you? Like when you're away, it's like, how do we reach you?
You don't.
It's like, no, you don't. You don't reach me.
So having worked in the US and in the UK, it was like in the UK, they just be like, yeah, that person's gone for 2 weeks. Like nothing you can do about it. Like, and with no energy behind it. Like, just, this is what it is. People were a lot better about, I think the main difference it felt like was people did not associate their identity with their jobs quite as much as we do in the US. Like, you just show up for work, you do your job, whatever it is, and then you just turn it off when you go home. And that
even the end of the day of like people don't go home.
Yeah.
You go home, but yeah, your phone is taking emails and you're answering things and you're taking calls and texts, and it's a very strange line that gets crossed all the time, and it's like you can never go back. Once it's like, oh yeah, I'm available at home on a Sunday at 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
like friends of mine all the time, they're saying, yeah, I can't get away from my boss. It's like, really?
There were a couple not old but older faculty members at my university in London in the physics department who were like, it's 5 o'clock, I'm at the pub. Like, if you want to meet me after 5 o'clock, that's fine, but we're doing it over a pint at the pub. Yeah. And there was one guy who would like only meet with his grad students after 5 at the pub. So
I think the US has this mythos of the self-made man, worker, person, brilliant, genius, individual, Hershey's chocolate, Steve Jobs kind of thing, like that your success is completely proportional or related to your effort, right?
Yes.
And which is true. If you're creating your own business and you're inventing some kind of a thing, of course those guys are maniacal and obsessed with whatever they're doing. But when you get to sort of the level of employee rather, there's still that mentality of like, you need to have the same kind of focus that Steve Jobs has when he was trying to create the Apple IIe. It's like, well, no, I'm a data entry person, or I'm doing sales. I don't need that same kind of focus
But
for my entire life. I'm at work, yeah, but not for my whole life. And that's this
true.
weird myth, this weird American myth
of working your way up the ladder. I forget
Yeah.
who wrote the article, but I saw there was a Times article today where someone was talking about people of our generation and maybe even a little bit into millennials and older than us have a feeling of working your way up the ladder. But now things have gotten so expensive that the analogy this guy used was younger generations don't want a ladder, they want a trampoline.
Yeah.
And because the only option to like get to a place where you can afford a house or anything really is to have this sudden kind of get rich quick thing. So what this guy was saying, I don't know how true this is why people were like, jumping all over GameStop and NFTs and things like this, is because there's the trampoline.
Yeah.
And the worst that happens is you're back to where you were.
Yeah.
And I thought this was an interesting way of characterizing generational differences, ladder versus trampoline.
Yeah, because that's the story that gets told too. You read about the person that found some successful trampoline, and that's the appealing, like, oh my gosh, that she lucked out. Boy, she landed that perfect stock at the right time, and she held out and she did it and she paid the thing, and that's great. No one wants to tell the story of this person went and kind of worked hard, 8 hours a day, went home and had weekends to themselves and slowly built up whatever, and kind of 20-year career, 30-year career. I mean, that's not a thing in the US anymore. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. It's just
It is weird. I mean, the US has in many ways tipped its hand on just how unhealthy the culture is in a lot of ways. It's not just, work and getting time off when you have a baby, but it goes into other things. Like we just have, our culture is like, in my opinion, it's kind of spinning out of control. It's getting to a point where you're expected to pick up the phone immediately when people call you and respond to every goddamn, it's like I'm on multiple, like I'm on Facebook and I Twitter and all my text messages and WhatsApp and all this shit. I can't keep up with all of it. Yeah. No. I literally cannot keep up with all of that crap coming at me, and it makes me anxious. It really gets me angry.
I turned off all notifications. That's except for phone calls.
Yeah,
all notifications off.
Yeah,
and that way you can lock in a time to check. I'm bad about this because it functionally means I'm just checking more often. But about a couple of years ago, I was like all notifications off except for phone calls.
Yeah,
it's just not worth it.
And yet every study that's done, or every kind of test study, shows like the 4-day work week is much more efficient.
Yes.
That working 10 to 4 is much more efficient. Not giving kids homework is much more efficient. Yeah. Like all the opposite of what especially in the United States we're told of, like, no, more time means more work. Yeah. It's like, no, you just work less efficiently. Like if I got to finish this by Thursday, you'll finish it by Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that also for me, having a kid just locked in, it's like you just have less time. So you got to do it. I didn't get less done when I had less time to work. Yeah. I saw this firsthand. It's like, well, I'm coming home at whatever, got to be home for dinner every day at 6 regardless. So just got to get it done before then. And I was not less productive.
Yeah, I talked about this dude on my show about, he was a California guy. I forget what his business is, but he at one point said, everyone working for me is going to make $70,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about this guy. Yeah.
And he was making like $1 million or whatever off this company. It was some kind of internet, whatever. And he said, I'm going to reduce my salary to like $100K, and I'm going to pay everybody that works for me $70,000 minimum. You can make more, but that's the starting salary. So everybody's making at least that. And if this is 5 years ago, he switched over. And of course, he like literally went on CNBC and all the stock shows, and they were just like, this is going to fail. Yep. This guy is going to this is like Marxism and socialism at its worst. And this guy's he's signing his own death certificate.
Yeah, company's going to go out of business in a year.
Yeah, it's going to go out of business. This will be what textbooks point at in the future. Like some guy actually said that, some Kramer, whoever the hell he was like, this is going to be the example used in textbooks in the future. 5 years go by, and of course, and the company is more successful than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Like I think it tripled the number of employees it has.
People are saying the guy's name is Dan Price in the
That's
chat
it,
here.
Dan Price. Satisfaction among his workers is like through the roof. People love working for the guy. He's
imagine the
expanded his
loyalty.
stuff. Yeah, the loyalty's expanded his stuff. Vacation stuff is included, and he's just like, why wouldn't I do this? And it's just a wonderful.
Wow.
Thing of like the antithesis of what we think is required for success in the United States in a business, and
Now,
he's just crazy successful.
Of course, what would be interesting, is getting more data points like that, right? So having more businesses try this experiment and see if there's something weird about his business where he was able to be successful, or if this is a replicable strategy. Like,
well, there's the whole fast food thing that's going on now. Like, no workers are available because nobody wants to work for $6 an hour.
Yeah.
And yet the fast food chains, like I think In-N-Out Burger, is it In-N-Out Burger? I think they pay like $18 an hour.
They do
Chipotle, I think, just went up to 15 an hour.
Oh, okay.
Chipotle did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the ones that have a higher rate are doing great, and they're doing fine, and they have plenty of workers, and they're doing so. It's like there's a lovely data set of data, just fast food or some kind of service that pays. I mean, there's a restaurant here in town that the guy insists on paying his waiters $20 an hour, and they're crazy successful. It's like because it's like humans, and what they say, if your business relies on paying slave wages, it's not a good business,
right?
It's not a viable business. It's like like saying, oh, I'm not going to have a roof on my building. That's the only way I can afford to have a restaurant, is to not have a roof. You'd be like, you have to have a roof on your building. Right. Sorry.
I mean, I as a computer programmer, I worked at many different companies, as a hired gun, go in, do some work for a few months, and leave. I got to see a lot of different companies. And, I just was going from one place where people were miserable to the next. They didn't do anything to make people feel good about the work. They didn't do, it was just all a bunch of people that didn't like being where they were. I came up with this term, like a hate burner. They're just sitting there and they're fucking angry. They just don't like being where they are. You just see them like boiling on the inside. It's just really unhealthy. And I look at the American culture as like this thing that is slowly like getting worse. It's not getting better. I think it's getting worse. I would like to try a social experiment where we get rid of social media for 2 months. And let's see what happens. See what happens. I think it would be interesting. I think it would be a really cool thing to do.
Not gonna happen.
Or if it was like limited, like you have an hour a day.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours a day or something. Like here's this block of time that these channels are open and the servers are serving. Try that.
Or what would be really interesting is if you put in a built-in delay of an hour between everything you post and when it appears.
Yes,
and you can take it back if you want.
Within that hour.
But so you post it, and then there's just a
Filter.
mandatory hour you have to wait. You can erase it if you want, but put that in and see what happens. That would be a fascinating experiment, because I feel like it would really affect how, I don't know, but it seems like my guess is things might read a lot differently.
I like that, Brian. That's a cool idea. I mean, they should give you the hour delay option. Just make it an option. Well, that they would never would. I mean, these companies literally, are trying to suck our soul out through our fingernails.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
the thing I feel like it would do, and maybe this is wrong, but it would kind of dampen the
immediacy,
controversial,
the knee-jerk.
definitely the immediacy, but it would not allow you to just scream at somebody real time, right? It would dampen that a little bit. And since all these algorithms thrive on controversy and eyeballs about people disagreeing with stuff, my sense, based on literally nothing other than just guessing, is that it would kind of change that.
Yeah,
but
wouldn't you still be in essence arguing in real time just an hour later?
Maybe, yeah.
Because if someone says something crazy and you respond to it, like they've said it, at noon, they said this thing, you see it at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you reply, maybe not, because if you reply then at 1 o'clock, they're not going to see it till 2 o'clock.
It slows down everything.
So it slows it down, I guess. Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. 2 hour.
because you're not seeing it as immediately. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So that could actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
So someone in the
wouldn't be
chat
as
said,
long.
like arguing from Mars. Which
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
it's like built
that's
in.
interesting.
New Zealand from the chat said that.
So I'm
Yeah.
going on a vacation. I don't know. I remember if I told you guys. I'm going on a vacation. I have to tell you this. It just occurred to me.
No, you don't,
and,
Jay.
And wait. And Steve demanded that I still record the podcast. And I
From
am,
vacation.
yes,
These bosses. I'm telling you, these American bosses.
I know.
Unbelievable.
And this is Steve. It's like it's
Unbelievable.
right in the company that I work for right now. You know, like because Steve's work ethic is like we got to do it. You got to do it. If you can do it, you got to do it. And I get it. I mean, I understand it to a certain degree, but there are times where like I really just want to disconnect for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I just want it so bad. I haven't done it in so long, and I want it, and I couldn't make it happen in my own life.
Jay, just record a bunch of like random responses and let him use whichever ones he wants. Like,
Yeah.
really, Steve? Like, how does that work? And then what happened?
You could just
then what did he
randomly throw a dart. I think the first one's the fiction. That's it.
That's right. Yeah.
And then you have a 1 out of 3 chance of being right, probably.
I have the better idea than both of you. I make Bob a soundboard of me.
There you go.
And
Yes.
let Bob run it. So it could
Perfect.
be during the show, and Bob could pick whatever thing he wants me to say. Bob, that would be funny as
Jay,
shit, man.
there's 1,000 hours of your audio you could pick
Yeah.
from.
Right, and I would
yours.
have at least 10 different versions of Jay's farts. A good 10, a good
Great.
10.
And thanks, Bob. So I wanted to switch over to something else now. So Ian grabbed some really crazy ass footage that he wants us to watch and respond to.
Oh God.
Well, we have some of that, but on a lighter note, if you
Watermelon.
want, just for a moment, I thought I would bring this up. So people are now masking up against other
Yes.
people who are vaccinated.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Shedding, right? Shedding.
Well,
is what they call
wait. Hold on. People are putting on masks because they're worried about vaccinated people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because supposedly we're shedding like
it?
mRNA,
Vaccines, yeah.
like
That's
the
awesome.
Yeah, like they don't want their DNA to get changed by shit that we're exhaling.
Yeah.
That's
Every
how
time-
stupid
Do you
people
guys
are.
have the thing where every time you see mRNA, you think it says Mr. RNA?
No.
It's like there's a Devo song, Mr.
I like
DNA.
I
No,
like
but-
that, Brian.
There you go.
No, that never happened to me, but it certainly will from now on. Thank you.
Listen to the Devo song, Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA. 'Cause
Anybody who doesn't live in the United States, when you look at pictures like this and read articles like this, you really should dislike those people and think badly about the United States. That's how horrible this situation is. We have a gigantic population of anti-science people that are rampant. There is no way to reach them. I tried for a year and a half to get one person to flip. One person. I couldn't flip one person. Like, look at this guy. I just can't. I can't take it anymore.
Well, yeah, but dude, you have to admit that looks cool. Like whether it works or not, it looks awesome.
Lip garters.
And
How
also
about-
businesses
how
are
about the
apparently
mask?
blocking people.
How about the
From entering.
mask?
Go.
That,
Wait, sorry, Ian, what'd you say?
Sorry, I was saying businesses are also blocking people from entering if you've been vaccinated because they're worried that pregnant women,
Whoa.
will be, I don't know.
Like it's really, it's like
messed up.
I actually couldn't make it. I couldn't make this lunacy up. That to me, like, what? We have been a vaccinated culture for how many decades, guys? How long? How far back does it go in the United States?
60 years, 70 years, right?
Yeah, like-
the
That's part of the
Yeah.
problem, Jay.
40s, the 50s.
That's part of the problem because no one alive now remembers, polio victims or
Whooping cough.
all the nasty ones. They saw that death all the time. So now it's just like there weren't too many anti-vaxxers, in the 50s, basically.
It's crazy. It's lunacy. And what do we do? Like, we just have to hope that when voting time comes again, in a year and a half, and then the 2 years after that, that the same people who voted in mass will do it again. Like I'm thinking about these next two elections going, man, we are not far away from this shit going dark again.
That's
It's
true.
being reinforced by people that have tremendously wide-reaching voices, though. That's the biggest problem.
That's the
Is
problem,
that
yeah.
you're always going to have fringe people believing strange stuff and people not being sure, right?
Yeah.
It's part of being human.
Right. But then the thing is that supposed someone that has the appearance of expertise because they're a pundit, because they have an audience of however many millions of people every night during their supposed news show, says, hey, this stuff isn't working or this stuff is bad or whatever. Like, it reinforces and gives an opportunity for these people to make bad decisions. And That's who I'm most upset with, is those assholes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who completely know better.
Because
they
they're
know
all vaccinated. None of these people is
absolutely.
not
Tucker
getting
Carlson
vaccinated.
is vaccinated.
Yes.
You know, it's not a question of him being not vaccinated and believing his own horse shit.
Yeah.
It's just pure
It's opportunistic.
opportunistic manipulation of an audience in order to foster some kind of relationship with them that then gets them to use the goddamn MyPillows.
Well, they're very surgical about what they can find as a culture war issue. They
Right.
just pick something and they say, okay, this is, we feel like this is going to resonate. And I think, I mean, I don't exactly know what goes on behind the scenes, but it seems very calculated.
Yeah. And they don't all stick too. That's like sometimes they'll try something for a while and it doesn't stick. So they move on.
Yep.
So they get this next outrage thing. And this happens to be this outrage that feeds into and is like, can potentially kill people.
Yeah.
It's obscene. His whole thing about, 4,000 people died after getting the vaccine. It's like, well, yeah, but 4,000 people probably died after watching your show too.
Yeah.
Yes.
4,000 people, statistically, 4,000 people would have died.
Right.
Regardless.
Yep.
I want someone to find those statistics of like how many Tucker Carlson viewers have died since watching his show. Because it's in the thousands, right? Because just the demographic is just pure statistically. There's hundreds of people or dozens of people every night that are dying after having watched Tucker Carlson's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about it, guys?
Yeah,
what are we going to do? We're just asking questions.
Yeah.
We're just asking questions. What are we going to do about the fact that Tucker Carlson's show kills people?
You got to make his face though, the like slightly open mouth. Like,
Yeah. And then George, when you get the lashback from the bad comments that you just said, like, and then when you walk it back, you don't actually walk it back. You go, okay, so Tucker Carlson himself, he wasn't killing people. But
I'm just asking questions.
But but listen, we just are trying to find out what the truth. Yeah, I know.
If you don't want me to ask questions and you want to stay ignorant, Jay, and you don't want to have answers or be able to ask questions, last time I checked, this was America, and people can ask questions.
I mean, is that the kind of country you want to live in? A country where you can't ask questions?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. When it comes to expertise, yes.
So I have some videos.
There we go. Yeah. You guys are gonna. This is weird.
Maybe it's old school.
Let's all do a Tucker
skepticism.
face, actually.
Yeah,
let's all do a Tucker face here for a second.
So this is a gentleman who's popular on TikTok. Oh, that's God.
George. George. Oh my God.
TM Tucker face.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right,
Ian,
go ahead,
you were
Ian.
saying?
Ian,
Right.
come on.
So this is a guy that's popular on TikTok, and it's kind of old school skepticism. So we'll see how you guys react to it. Here it comes.
There's no such thing as a coincidence. The fact that you're watching this video means you are energetically aligned with me and what I'm about to show you. With all this talk about the Pentagon confirming UFOs and countless videos of lights in the sky, you're probably wondering, where's the real extraterrestrial proof? Well, let me introduce you to my friend, Ada. Ada is a 6-inch fossilized skeleton that was found in the Atacama Desert. Researchers tested his DNA, discovered that he has the bone maturity of a 6 to 8-year-old, making the idea of Ada being an unborn fetus impossible. Ada has 10 ribs instead of the human amount 12, an elongated skull, and large eye sockets. Even with the never-before-seen DNA, the mainstream media continue to call this 6-inch creature human that just so happens to have 64 gene mutations. What do you think? Is this another ET cover-up, or is this a 6-inch human?
I mean,
first off, I didn't hear anything he said because I was just memorized by his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had amazing eyes.
Were they real?
No, he had contact lenses.
No, those are contacts.
I hope that's an app, maybe.
I mean, I would firmly believe that person is putting all that on.
Wait, first of all, is that a real thing that someone discovered, or is he even?
So yeah,
that's like 10
I
years
looked
old,
it up.
thing.
Yeah,
That's way
so
old, right?
it's the idea is that Ada came from the Atacama Desert, and that it was either a person who had severe form of dwarfism and lived to like 20 years old, or it was like a 20-week-old fetus that had progeria. Because it had like a rapid aging of the bone.
It is a real
human.
thing.
It's a and it is
thing.
human.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real and it's human. But I mean, it's likely a stillborn baby. So it's kind of.
But that's all it takes. I mean, you could put a picture like that out on the web, and someone will weave this story, and then it just builds on itself. And I just feel though that guy is trying. The person that we just saw in the video, I just feel like it's not legit. Like that person's putting it on.
Well, we have more of his videos, so there's. I mean,
no.
it gets. I don't know how much more you want to watch, but
Go on.
let's go. Here's another one.
I mean, I gotta
If you're
say, I
watching
like
this
listening
video,
to him.
Yeah,
that
he's
means
got
you
an
are
interesting
energetically
voice.
aligned with me and psychics. Psychics are not what you see in the movies. They don't have magical powers, and they don't know everything that's going to happen. The truth is, psychics are individuals who use an ability that we all have. The good ones have decalcified their pineal gland, unlocked their extra senses, and they are extremely intuitive. When psychics give readings, they are connecting with an energy that they have to translate into words. It's not always black and white, and the future is always subject to change. Some psychics can be 30% accurate, while others 90%.
All right, that's enough,
If you're
Ian.
ever curious
No,
about
keep it
getting
going.
your reading,
That's the best
I
part.
recommend contacting the beautiful soul known as Visions by Amethyst.
What?
Her abilities were passed down to her by her grandmother, who is now assisting her in the spirit world.
Did her grandmother help her chip away at the calcification on her pineal gland? I mean,
Yeah.
So this
Wait,
is
what-
not a bit, right? This guy is
No,
definitely-
he means it, and I have
Are you sure he means
Visions by Amethyst on the line right here. Let's no, I don't. I'm just kidding.
it? Okay, all right. So this guy is
I've
he's a
enjoyed your
true
programs
believer.
for so
He's-
long.
I think he's a
You're-
true believer.
I
He's very
really want to
popular
talk
on
to Jay.
TikTok.
Hold on,
Let
what's
me-
his name? I'm looking him up. I just signed up for
I
TikTok.
think I want to
It's
go
Jay,
as
I
him.
want to talk to you. Let me
He's
talk to
also
Jay.
promoting an app. It's called Grand Rising app. So it's
What?
like that's his TikTok name.
Grand
It's really
Rising.
yeah. He has a style.
I
He's
want
a
to
very
talk to Jay.
Oh, God.
Please, let me talk to Jay. Jay, show me your pineal gland, please.
It's growing.
Please.
not me.
See your pineal gland.
I love the 30% thing. Some people are only 30% accurate.
Wow,
Summer
yeah.
90.
Others are 90. It's like, what
So
does
he's
that
got-
mean?
He's
It
got
averages
almost
out to about 50-50.
Yeah,
500,000 followers
Yeah.
on TikTok.
that's
Alright.
not bad. Not
All
bad.
right. Good for him. Does
yeah,
he
this
dance
guy-
at all? Any dances, Ian? Did they have any
No, this
Hey, he
guy
hasn't
means
done any
it.
dances.
pineal gland dance?
Yeah.
He might. He's got a lot of
Do the
good ones.
pin- Decalcify the gland. It's in your fucking head. It's inside your skull.
Yeah, it's an endocrine gland.
How-
It
how do you
releases
do-
melatonin. Give me a break.
How do you
I-
Here's a question from Grimbeard.
What is
Pineal,
it?
or is it at the? It's at the
Penile.
bottom. Which one?
It's at this point it's both.
Pineal.
Yes.
Pineal.
Okay. Yeah, that just to me
Oh,
like
sorry, that was a
It was a
joke. I was
joke.
looking
It
at
was
my
a- sorry.
TikTok. Sorry.
I don't know. Like I understand that that you think that or whatever. I don't know how you know that the guy is for real.
I don't.
But-
Look, this is not, looking at this dude's TikTok. It does not look like a bit. There's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
real.
manifesting
really-
tips and
Mhm.
that
And it's like
sort of
money
stuff.
stuff too. It's like like what are the televangelists that are like
Oh, the
big money?
manifestation stuff.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Creflo Dollar.
Well,
I need
Creflo.
I need a
Best
palate
name of all
cleanser. I
time.
can't have that be the last
Okay,
video.
well,
I see.
okay,
Playing
you want-
hockey or something.
Okay, so I have two.
Very
One
interesting.
good and one better.
All right, do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do the bad one first. I mean, I don't want to.
It's that guy doing Monty
Oh,
Python
God.
routine.
No, here we go. So it's a chiropractor.
Oh no. Oh no 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 no.
Ah!
No no no.
Oh, I don't wanna see it. Oh, that's so upsetting.
I don't know if y'all saw it. It was quick.
What's this guy doing this in a stairwell? Where are we?
Let me see if I. Let me start it over because I.
I can't.
No,
Don't play that again.
Okay, I
dude.
won't
That's
play it
too
again.
upsetting.
Okay, it's
But he-
really
Don't play that again.
So he put his knee in her back and pulled her neck back with his
hold her
hands.
backwards. Yeah, and down. And there's a giant pop. If you heard that pop.
Yeah.
I mean that
Again.
sounded like a part of her spine going out of position to me.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you guys my chiropractor story? I feel like I might have.
No.
talked about
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right. Here's
Give.
my story. My one experience with chiropractic medicine. So I just moved to, this is in like 98. I just moved to San Diego for grad school. And my girlfriend at the time and I, we came out of a car wash and there was someone offering a coupon for a $50 hour-long massage and chiropractic adjustment.
Nice.
And I was like, we're like $50 for an hour-long massage. Sure, that sounds like a great deal. Sign us up. So we go in. It's a legit storefront place. It doesn't look shady at all.
yeah.
Looks totally like professional place. And the deal was before you get the massage, you have to sit through a presentation about chiropractic medicine and
real estate.
Yeah, I mean, totally. It sounds like a timeshare right out of the gate, you know?
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Ian.
Take
Sorry.
us in.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, please, Bob. No, go ahead.
Ian, real quick, I sent you a video. I want you to about backcracking.
Did you email it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we scheduled this separately. So I went in for my thing, and at the time, this is my first year of grad school for physics. So like I'm just studying all the time, working on exams and whatever. So I have my quantum mechanics textbook with me, and I go in for before because that's what I'm studying at the time. I go in for this meeting, but before you can even get the adjustment, you have to talk to their PR person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you talk to this lady who comes out, let's say, she probably was in her early 40s or something like that, professional, looking lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives me this whole presentation on chiropractic medicine. And it's all about, which I knew nothing about. This is before I knew, I really had no activity in skeptics or anything like that. Didn't know anything about it. Just walk in. So this is where I learned the word subluxation. And so she's telling me all about, the subluxations and how everything in the body is controlled by the alignment of the spine and all this stuff. And it's obvious, it's real eye-rollingly bad. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to suffer through this. It just seems like total PR bullshit. And at some point she goes, so after maybe half an hour, 45 minutes of this, she goes, Brian, normally the body only functions at 30%.
What is it?
Well, okay. So I'm sitting there with my quantum mechanics book in my hand, and I'm like, this is the first question I asked her in the whole thing. I'm like, okay, look, I really have to ask. I'm a scientist. I'm a physics grad student. I'm studying things. When you say 30%, how do you measure that? 30% of what? And this woman looks at me like I'm an idiot, like I'm the stupidest person she's ever met. And she goes, 30% of 100%.
Whoa.
And that, then and there, I was like, I'm done with this. I don't know anything about chiropractic medicine. I am done with this forever.
Wow.
It was
what does percent mean?
Yeah. I will say the massage was great. It was a solid hour-long massage. Nothing weird, just a standard massage. But I did
no
get
adjustments. No,
you know what? No, I did get an adjustment. I got a chiropractic adjustment, and it would nothing happened. It was just like a thing, but it did the neck crack and everything. It was scary. I would never do it again. My girlfriend kept going back, and she did set up a whole plan. We broke up shortly thereafter, not for that, but for other reasons. But yeah, of 100% will stay with me.
That's
forever.
Fantastic.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she was looking at you like you were the idiot.
Yeah, because who could 30%? Jay, the body functions at 30%. What is not to understand about that?
Yeah,
30%.
And what's funny is I want to hear her version of that story today. Right? This guy,
the scientist comes in
this
with his
idiot
textbook, and he doesn't know how math works.
Yeah.
He didn't know what percentages were.
Didn't understand percentages because, of course, it's from. Oh my God! See, if the modern version of me experienced that, like you, it was like a pre-skeptic, thing, right? If that happened to me today, I'd have to do something semi-confrontational.
Well, today, knowing what I know from being a part of the skeptics movement and everything, I would be way better to equip. Honestly, it's probably not worth engaging no matter what.
No, but
I would be
you're
better
there though. You're in person.
You just say, could you show me a subluxation?
Yeah. Show me just
show
data.
me, not even data, just like a X-ray or a sonogram or a CAT scan.
Right.
Or a drawing, or an etch-a-sketch, or something that has a subluxation. That would be great.
Right. And how come if impinged nerves are a critical component of their whole belief system, then how come quadriplegics aren't riddled with every disease known to man?
It's a good point, Bob. How dare you think logically about chiropractic?
Cryo.
So I have a question.
They freeze you and they break your neck. The chiropractic.
Nice.
I have a quick question for the audience. I'd like to see I don't know if everybody here understands the in Dungeons and Dragons, you could be lawful good, you could be chaotic evil, right? So there's law, neutrality, and chaos on one side, and then you have good, neutrality, and evil on the other side. So you have one, you're one thing from column A and one thing from column B. So it's the difference between law and chaos and good and evil.
Could you be lawful evil?
Absolutely. Like Darth Vader is lawful evil.
Yeah.
He's evil, but he follows rules.
All right. He's got his own code. Gotcha.
So the question came up at the very first time I've been to a restaurant in over a year. We talked about everybody's, this is called your alignment. Who is what alignment in the room. So we all had a fun discussion about how we perceive each other. And it was really cool. And then we were talking about Cartman. And I said, Cartman is most definitely, I said, he's neutral evil. He's neutral evil. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, there is no right answer. It's all perception based. But where would you guys put Cartman on this chart?
I would say chaotic evil.
Chaotic evil, yeah.
Is he chaotic evil?
Yeah.
Oh, I think for sure.
Oh my God, feeding someone their own parents? That's pretty damn
He's
chaotic,
totally
right?
capricious, right?
Yeah.
He just like does whatever he feels.
Self-interested.
It's completely chaotic.
Doesn't care what the repercussions are as long as he is satisfied. His needs are met.
Definitely evil, like without question.
Evil. He's evil. Yes, Cartman is his charm is that he's evil.
Right. I would say chaotic evil for sure.
Do you remember when he ground up that kid's parents and had the kid eat it and then
we
licked
just
his
said
tears?
Yes, we just said that, Bob.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I was reading
tears.
something. That was the
chaos.
apex.
Yeah.
Stan Pennerman,
I pulled the
right?
J. I
Is that
pulled the
right?
J.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I mean, he's got to be evil. That's it. I mean, I don't want to belabor this, but the chaos.
What were others saying? Did people agree, or what were they saying?
No, we were all over the place.
Well, look at the chat. They say lawful evil. He planned it out, so it's premeditated.
No. But just because you do one thing, a court that's premeditated does not make you lawful. It's the aggregate that makes you lawful.
He has no code. He's not following a code apart from his self-interest.
No, not at all. I find that kind of fascinating because we have
chaotic neutral. Grimbeard saying Cartman's chaotic neutral. He whether he does harm.
No, I disagree with that. I think he tries to hurt people.
He's done horrible things. He is, without a doubt.
The guys, Matt and Trey, like for years, people would say, like, which character do you think is most you? And they kind of, initially it was Stan, and then they said over the years we realized we're all Cartman.
Nice.
We're all, like deep down we're just all Cartman.
Well, but Cartman is an id thing. He's an id thing, and that's why we find him. I mean, kind of like the Joker. There's something about that freedom. The freedom. Exactly. There's something about it that's alluring. Not that I would ever want to do those things.
That's why we have stories, Jay. That's why we have these stories, so that we can have this vicarious sensation of sort of living freely within the id without repercussions. And then that character can also, if it is the Joker or something like that, can then be defeated on some level. And then it's like you get to experience that whole panoply of human potential emotions, like that being so self-interested that we inherently as a creature know is wrong. Because we know that we succeed when we work with others. Like that's in our deep in our programming. But there is this in the moment of wanting that whole bucket of ice cream to ourselves, Yeah. So you have a character like Cartman or the Joker or any kind of fantastic evil character,
and they get to do these things without there being their own emotional repercussions.
Of course, Hannibal Lecter, oh my, he's brilliant, and he gets to do whatever he wants to the point of he can eat people.
That's the ultimate. That is the ultimate.
And then when they kind of have their own set of criteria and rules that go with it, like that even makes it more satisfying, I think, when the justification, is like the story allows for justification for this kind of evil behavior, as opposed to just the character that's pure evil, like a satanic character or something. It's like that's boring. Like whatever. You want the Hannibal Lecter, you want Darth Vader, you want Cartman that has this sort of rationale for why they're so terrible, and we enjoy it so much.
Absolutely, a well-written evil character that isn't a mustache twister, that actually has motivate. Like Thanos was awesome. I actually kind of agreed with him. Like, there was things about his theory that I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. I understand what he's saying.
In Black Panther, the Monger, what's his name? The Black Panther bad guy.
The Michael B. Jordan guy.
Right. Was it something Monger?
I forget it.
Anyway, probably one of the best written bad guys in terms of motivation, because you're like, yeah, I totally see why he's doing what he's doing. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Felt abandoned and okay.
I'd be pissed.
Marvel has done very well with this recently.
Oh, yeah.
To give you sympathetic villains, right? Where you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the rationale. That's also why revenge sort of films are so satisfying.
Yes,
they are,
because you get a guy or a character who is allowed to just clean house because they've been wronged. So why are there 15 Liam Neeson films? Where he's basically the same character kicking ass. But in that first act, they have to say, this is why he's allowed to behave this way. And then you can relax and they get to be the Joker, but like for good motivations. Have you guys seen Nobody, by the way?
No. We have it rented, but haven't watched it yet. I'm a huge Bob Odenkirk fan, so I really want to see it.
Fantastic.
Is it? That's great.
Fantastic. One of the best, surprising, also like revenge motivation kind of things. You think it's going one way, and it takes this 90-degree turn, and it's just it's great. It knows what it is, but it's also just so. I can't recommend it highly enough.
He was just on Comedy Bang Bang this week talking about it, and he said he started working out like right before they even started pitching the movie, like because like the worst thing that happens is you get in awesome shape, right? So like he started working out, and as they were pitching it, and eventually it got greenlit and they made it, but like
he trained for like two to
who
3
is it?
years.
Who stars in it?
Bob Odenkirk.
I love him.
Better Call Saul.
Great. Lloyd is in it, right?
I want to see that. I want to see that.
It's. I'm telling you, like there is a scene that happens, and like in Rashomon, when everybody gets their perspective, someone tells a story and someone else tells that same story, and you see the two different versions of it. It's like Rashomon, but from a single character. He acts in a certain way, and you imbue it with what you think is happening in that scene, and then the scene happens again. They re-show it, and you see the motivation is different, and you completely change the way you see the scene. It's one of the most brilliant.
That's fantastic.
It's so well done. I want to talk about it. It's so good.
He was saying that one of the reasons the movie got made was, people like kind of our age, and especially if you're into comedy, know him from Mr. Show and all this comedy stuff. But internationally and among younger people, they know him from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And so one of the reasons they could make the movie is because, action movies do well overseas. Right. And they know him as kind of this other, he's not a comedy guy, right? He's this other guy. And so that's how they were able to get the thing made, because they knew, action sells well overseas, and no one thinks of him as a comedy dude.
Yeah.
What's so weird though, when I saw that preview of him being a badass, I was like, yeah, I buy that. He never did anything like that in anything that I've ever seen him do. But doing that just kind of made sense, and I want to see that movie really bad. Thanks for reminding me about it.
You got to see it. Yeah, it's called Nobody. So people are asking what it's called. It's called Nobody, and it's the direction.
Nobody.
The art direction is great. The stunt work is phenomenal.
Liz, we got to watch Nobody.
The fight scenes are like single take fight scenes, which I always am a fan of.
Whoa.
Minimal kind of none of that choppy craziness. And
I love the trailer with the Louis Prima behind it too. Was like so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might watch it tonight. I have actually, my wife and I have
we can talk about it, because I just
Okay, so real quick, so we're going to pivot to the game, the quiz game, which takes a little while because everyone has to log in and all that stuff. And I'm going to do a couple of announcements, and then Ian has another video to show us. So the first announcement is, if you're into Minecraft, there is an SGU Minecraft server. It's at minecraft.skeptics.social. Me and Steve are on it and play. I've been playing, I play late at night before I go to bed because Minecraft somehow relaxes me. So sometimes I'll come and play for 15, 20 minutes. It's a ton of fun though. The shit that people have built on this server, if any of you guys have ever played Minecraft, it's huge. They've done an enormous amount of work, and it's really impressive. So you can go to minecraft.skeptics.social if you want to join us on that Minecraft server.
How does Steve have time to play Minecraft when he's so busy on Fortnite?
I don't
clones in the basement.
I honestly don't know how Steve gets to watch as much TV as he does. I mean, I'm I have 2 kids. You know, that sucks up all my free time and my will to live. Did I say that out loud? But Steve literally watches more TV than me and Bob combined.
I doubt that, but he goes to bed at 9 p.m. I mean, I'm up till 1. I don't know how he watches so much. Whatever.
The other thing I wanted to mention was
is what he is. Steve
he does
Tyler Durden.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's watching TV at like 1.5 times normal speed.
Uh-huh.
All right, so Frank is the person who makes the he wrote the software for the quiz game that we play. And he said over the last few months, he said some people have contacted him asking him if they could run their own quizzes using the same software we do. And he said, I replied to everyone, but never heard back from any of them. My suspicion is that my emails ended up in their spam folders. So he wanted me to mention it again and ask that people, if they don't hear back from him within a few days, that they should check their spam folders or just email him again. Because he wants you to get in touch with him. So if you're interested in using this software for other projects or whatever you're doing, you can email Frank. And you did you show the email address, Ian?
Not the email.
Should we say it?
In chat.
Okay, post it in chat.
Yeah, just go to darkenergy.games and I believe you can fill out the contact form.
Frank
there.
at frank.frank.
Frank.
Frank
Rizzo. All right, so what are we doing now? Ian, you got another
So
thing?
yeah, everybody go to darkenergy.games. The quiz is loaded, so you can go there. I'll send us the link.
Please.
So Bob sent me. Ian? Yeah, I'll put it in here for us. Bob sent me a video. It's a slight trigger warning, but it's not really actually.
Wait, trigger warning for what? Hold on.
It's a chiropractic thing, but it's not. It's not a. It's
for awesomeness.
It's a bit. So here,
let's watch it.
We'll watch it real quick. It's fine. It's fine.
These French fries? What are those?
Pasta. Uncooked pasta in the mouth.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know what she's gonna do.
She said, "Crack it."
What? I'm doing that tonight.
That's good.
I'm doing that tonight.
Yay!
Wow. I can't believe that got a trigger warning, but the other one didn't.
I know, sorry.
Come on.
Well, they yelled at me in chat. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
You know what's a great way to do it too is you grab an empty water bottle, right, or a plastic cup, and you put it under your arm. If you have a blazer on, you put it under your arm, right, and then when you can just twist your own neck and just go and kind of put your hands in. And it'll crunch, and it sounds like it's coming out of your neck because it comes through the jacket.
Yeah.
So either a water bottle with a cap taken off, empty, or one of those just like cheap little plastic things. It sounds so good. And just go. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, but the pasta in the mouth, that's great.
That's
now, Jay. Part of me regrets sending that to Ian because I wanted to totally pull that on you. Yeah. So now,
Ian or me,
on you.
He'll
mofo.
I was just wait totally 3 months and I'll
just wait.
No.
6
so
days.
I think you and I should pull that on somebody and have everybody else be like, "What the hell?" Like tonight. I think we're coming over tonight, so we could do it for Shannon. Yeah. Wait, she's not watching, is she? Damn. No, probably not. She's on the road. She's on the road.
Shannon's not watching. Shannon won't be over tonight anyway. But we could do it to Courtney.
And we just want to say thanks to Derek for the super chat and everybody else who's doing super chat. That's like a dono on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So appreciate
thank you guys.
Okay, so let's do the countdown and we'll click and synchronize everybody, and then I have another video.
So Brian and George, in the chat is the link to the quiz. I want you to play the quiz tonight.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play with profile, right?
Actually, we only have 200 people in there. Yeah, so keep going. If anybody has,
I did anonymously and then just put my name in.
That's fine.
Yeah, everybody register for the game because it's going to be a fun game.
We got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So actually, I have. What are you going to do?
George, you're out 15 after, right?
Ish. Yeah.
You got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, from Jimmy Johansson. Hey, Bob, I've listened to all the Neil Asher books. Thanks to you. What should I listen to now? Jimmy, awesome. I love you. There is no equal to Neil Asher. His techno porn is unparalleled. So you're not going to find anybody like him. But if you want some good sci-fi, Dennis Taylor, his whole Bobiverse series is epic. Drew Hayes, he's got multiple superhero series that are fantastic. Amazing writers. Scott Sigler, Galactic Football. I know what you're thinking. Great. It's a great, funny series. Great. It's funny sci-fi, but with also some really serious stuff. Ted Chiang, amazing anthology writer, fantasy sci-fi. He is a god. Check any of them out if you haven't, but you will not find a writer as good as Neil Asher when it comes to techno porn, as I call it.
I like Scott Siegler.
Unmasked Scott's. Yeah, Scott Siegler's awesome.
All right,
Great guy.
Let's synchronize. Here we go.
Bum, bum,
In
bum.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
I'm in. Oh, no.
0 seconds.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My difference is negative. I've never seen that before.
That's mine too.
I'll play this other video after the quiz. So everybody spam your latency in the chat if you have it. There we go. 4 seconds, 6 seconds.
Let's all circumcise our watches.
There is a theme with the quiz tonight.
You'll never find a love like my... Not the theme. Oh, a theme. Sorry.
Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob.
If it says you're too far behind, just play along with what goes on the page. It won't. Nope. 5 septillion yada seconds. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
We're good. Here we go. And away we go. Start. Who was the youngest Beatle? George, Ringo, Paul, or John?
I like playing. Make sure you turn George's music on, the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
Turn my music on, dead man.
It's a good question. There can be only one.
So we can't. As soon as we have to wait a few seconds, right?
Actually, it's pretty much fixed now, so you can talk now, whenever it stops.
All right. So yeah. So you could read what I wrote there.
So George was born in 1943, Ringo 1940, Paul 1942, and John 1940.
We met on the bus, and I knew how to play a B7 chord.
Did you guys listen to McCartney 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only listened to 1 and 2.
It's yeah. I wish that one track wasn't 11 minutes long.
Yeah,
that
indeed.
One thing.
But other
But
it's
it's
better
actually
than I
fun.
was expecting
Yeah.
for such a late album. Yeah.
I liked his last
was
record too, the Egypt Station. I
Yes,
thought that was really cool.
Really
What
solid.
is the
Next
only
question.
song? What is the only song John Lennon recorded completely by himself during his time with the Beatles? In My Life, Ticket to Ride, Girl, or Julia?
That's a hard one.
I don't know enough about the Beatles.
No, it's not.
That's a great riff.
I'm not going to do well on this quiz.
There you go. Everybody should see it now. Julia.
Wow, I got it right.
So Julia
Damn.
apparently was written for John's mother, Julia Lennon, who was killed in a car driven by a drunk off-duty police officer when John was 17.
Oh, really?
Julia Lennon had encouraged her son's interest in music and bought him his first guitar.
Oh my God.
I lived with my nan because my mum died.
This one, the next one only has 2 options. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Who took Ringo's place on drums when he temporarily quit the band during the recording of the White Album? Pete Best.
Oh,
Paul
damn.
McCartney.
Interesting.
On this week's Mark Maron, he had Steve Miller on.
Oh,
And
Was he
talking
crusty? Was he mad? Was he?
No, he was very chill.
Oh, cool.
Actually, but it was interesting listening to him talk about going into they were recording in London during one of the Beatles' big fights, and he goes into the studio. It was just Paul and George, and because Ringo and John wouldn't show up, they were mad about some management thing.
That's
and then
cool.
George left, and he and Paul wrote a song together. Like
That's
Leo's
cool.
Paul.
I'll play whatever you want me to play. I won't play at all.
Yeah. So Ringo quit the band while they were recording temporarily, and Paul sat in on like three or four songs as the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back in the USSR.
Well, actually, on the Steve Miller thing I was talking about, Paul played drums on the album.
Oh, wow.
I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the Beatles' first single? I Want to Hold Your Hand, Love Me Do, Twist and Shout, and I Love Her.
My questions are like super delayed now. I don't know what's
Are
going
they
on
late?
here. Yeah, it's like 10 seconds until the next question appears.
Oh, we gotta tell Frank about that.
Okay. I wonder if it delays it for you.
And then there's an extra countdown. Yeah, I'm just seeing it. right
Okay.
now.
There it is.
So should I not say it because you don't see it yet? You don't see the answers yet.
My question is closing in like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Oh,
You
that's
could say it.
weird.
I don't care. I already
And
did it.
that song, can you say it? Can we say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Love Me Do.
Yes.
Ringo
that's what I
did not play drums on that. That's one of the only songs that they had a studio drummer played on that.
Oh, really?
I forget his name. So Ringo recorded his own version 35 years later on an album called, I think, Star.
So last question: which Beatles song includes French lyrics? A Day in the Life, Michelle, I Am the Walrus, Within You, Without You.
Even I know this one.
Yeah.
Je suis le walrus.
I remember being so freaked out by Revolution number 9 as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Actually scared by it.
Yeah, I picked the Beatles because of George and Brian happen to both be musicians.
Thank you.
Yes, and the Beatles are,
These are way easier than the physics nonsense.
I know, right?
Nonsense. You wouldn't be alive if it weren't for that nonsense.
Which gamma ray is the kind of gamma ray that is a gamma ray that's with a thing, pineal gland?
The gamma ray, easy.
Actually,
George,
somebody in the chat was asking if Brian could comment again, I guess, on the wobble from the neutrino. Is there any update, or is it?
Is there a neutrino thing, or is there?
Wasn't it the neutrino? Was
it the muon thing?
Oh, is it the muon? I thought.
So
it was
I don't know if there's a
neutrino.
new
Maybe somebody else said something.
neutrino. I
Maybe
don't
they
know if
just
there's
said
any
it in the-
neutrino news. I mean, there's not much to say new about the muon.
Oh, it is
result.
muon. You're right.
Okay.
Somebody wrote neutrino, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's the magnetic moment of the muon. I mean, what's the comment on it? It's exciting, but it's not at the point of a discovery yet.
Yeah, I think you were on last time and you were talking about it, that it's like questionable.
Oh, actually, you know what, Bob? I meant to text you because you crushed it when you talked about this on the episode.
Ooh.
Your coverage of this was really, really good.
Thanks, man.
Go, Bob.
That means a lot. That means a lot from you.
Yeah, actually,
Thanks.
I just forgot, but I was like you. I was just like, yep, that's it. I totally agree. It was really great.
Excellent. Awesome. Don't forget next time.
No, I won't.
No, thanks. I appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
How
so
did
we
we
have
do,
one.
Jay? How was our team?
Yeah.
As far as the quiz goes,
Yeah.
Do we have a team or no?
yeah. I mean, what was I already closed the window? Like
Oh,
people
okay.
did very well,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
but I didn't see what the SGU
I-
did. How did we do?
It actually, I don't see it
I got
anymore.
60%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. 60%.
George,
see
did
the
you get
SGU
100?
anymore.
I got 100. Come
Yeah, of
on,
course.
guys. Come on.
Good job, George.
Did you even have to
Well
think
done,
a nanosecond for any of those questions?
I was the age. I wasn't.
Ah,
I wasn't. It took a second. I was like, yeah, George, because he was 2 years
there it is.
younger.
Yeah, SGU did 80%.
That's good.
ooh. Thank you, George, for bringing us up.
You're welcome.
George,
It's
you have a
the
gig.
one time. It's the one time.
Wait, do we have one optical illusion video if you want to do
Yeah,
this
do it.
along with us? So you have to stare at the white dot in the center.
Don't be
Okay, here we
racist.
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
Stare at the white dot the entire length of the audio track.
All right, let's do this.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me just put this here. Boop.
That was me. Don't stare at me.
Don't stare at Brian.
That white dot.
Things
Another,
like-
another white dot. Okay, wait.
There's the white dot.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we're staring, right?
Just start staring.
We're gonna
Wait for the music to
stare at
stop.
the-
Keep staring.
Staring.
This feels like a trap.
Yeah, it's
If
a jump.
a
someone's
trap.
neck gets broken.
It's not a jump scare.
I'm gonna be
I
upset.
watched
Yeah, there
it.
better not be.
I watched it already.
Watching.
So I'm looking at a demon eye.
Look
Yeah,
at
I'm seeing it.
man.
I'm seeing the cyan.
Oh shit.
Just wait.
I'm not seeing anything unusual yet.
Holy shit!
Everybody stare. Keep staring.
Please keep on staring. You can stare all day. You can stare all night.
Oh boy, getting like a deeper red on the edge.
Yeah, me too.
What the hell?
There
Man,
it
I think
is.
I'm.
Now I'm getting it.
There you go.
What?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So that blue halo is not really there.
No, it's not there. I didn't stare at it, and I don't see the halo.
Wow.
What?
So it's blue for everybody, right?
It's
Yeah,
like very
that's
blue.
That's really cool.
Wow.
I think the red will disappear at the end, and you'll see.
So-
it
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
That's because of that 6-inch alien thing.
Exactly.
yeah.
George, I just got. I was
Whoa.
my
inspired.
pineal gland is empty now. What the hell? How'd that
George,
happen?
I was inspired by your singing. I think it would be a funny bit if we play music and have to make lyrics up on top of the music on the spot.
That's not hard. That's not hard at all. More like impossible.
No,
For
we
mere
make
humans,
we have to make the lyrics and melody up on the spot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just give me a topic
I
and we'll
will-
do it.
I will watch and applaud.
We'll bring Brian in again and we'll do it. It'd be great.
Yeah,
I
I
would
used
love to
to
do that.
I used to play for a ton of improv musicals.
Yeah.
And
Improv
this is-
musicals. Fun.
Yeah, so people would be. There's a group called Baby Wants Candy that does like improv musicals.
I want
They play from
candy.
in New York. They have like a full. It's one of the very few full band
Oh, wow.
musicals. So
I
you
want
play with
candy.
sometimes it's like bass, drums, guitar.
Yeah.
I've done a few gigs where it's just me on keys and then a drummer, and they're really fun. So yeah,
I would love to hear that.
Super
dude.
fun.
When it's done well, it
Ugh.
rules. It's like, and it's a whole art form. Like the people that do it can like crush it.
You know, it might be a good bit for the extravaganza, George.
Sure.
You think we could do that live?
Yeah, I think if we like bring some
With
people
who?
up too, I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
You know, like really like pull them out of the audience and like have them be part of a musical that we're
Yeah,
doing. in
Bob,
real
I
time.
understand that.
That's
I
too
totally get.
intimidating, man.
No, I know that you wouldn't feel comfortable doing it, but I would, and I think it would be funny for
Yeah.
anyone
Well,
that wants to do it.
Bob could do the rap parts.
There you go.
I won't do
Or the
any of
dance.
that.
You can
I
do the
will
Bob doesn't
sit.
rap.
I will sit and watch and enjoy. But if you bring me up, I will stand there and stay silent.
You could just
And-
break dance.
Oh, that's no problem.
Yeah.
I saw a breakdancer on Reddit last week. I've never seen it. This was like, talk about next effing
That-
level. There's a
We're on
Reddit
video here, Bob. Where's the link? I mean, you can't.
dude. I'm sorry.
You should.
I went.
be.
I was going to send it to you, Jay, and then something happened with Reddit, and it's like it's gone. I can't find it, and then I never saw it again. It was beyond the beyond. I'll stop.
Dancing,
The human animal, man. Like, I think we need a superhero that can do all the real stuff that like those amazing people can do, but like one person can do it all.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
That'd be cool. So you got the photographic memory, you've got the improv skills, you've got the gymnastics,
Call
you've
him
got
like
the mountain climbing, you've
Six
got
Sigma
the,
man.
Yeah, you know, like
Well,
like
that's like
the
Captain
peak-
America and Black Widow, right? They're like the apex of
Basically,
human
yeah.
possibility.
but
They
like you
can
know,
probably do all of that.
but that it's all possible, but that it's all in one person, you know,
Yeah.
like so like you get the most elite mountain climber, the most elite whatever, you know, physicist, but it's just
Yeah.
like Omega Man or some kind of super like a Superman.
Are you saying though that they don't need any training to do any of that?
No, it's
Or-
I think maybe something, yeah, maybe they are trained somehow, you know, whatever government
Or if they see it,
fetus thing.
if they see it, they could do it.
Have you guys been watching Invincible?
Yes.
Oh my God!
I'm one
Okay.
episode
That-
away from finishing it.
It's
No,
so
Jay, you're
good.
5 minutes away from finishing it. That was epic.
It's
That's
awesome.
some
The
great
books are
stuff.
great. The show is so good. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I-
very
Where
good.
is that? What is that?
it's on
It's on,
Amazon Prime. It's a
yeah.
Robert
Oh.
Kirkman book originally, and they made I mean, the book is probably 10, 15 years old, and they made it into an animated series with
I
like,
love it.
the most incredible voice cast.
Oh, the cast is fun as
Cool.
hell.
It's like Mahershala Ali, Stephen Yeun, Sandra
Oh, man.
Oh, J.K.
It's great.
Simmons. It's a great cast.
But it is adult. It is graphic,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
gore, like
Yeah,
which
like
makes
real,
it even better in my
really horrible shit happens, and it's awesome.
yeah,
And I think they're
Amazon's
making
really
a live
finding
action.
out on violent superhero shows.
Yeah. Well,
I
people. just
agree
review-
with Julia, by the way. She wants a Beatles quiz every week. I agree.
book.
Thank you, Julia. I see
100%.
people complained when it
Good.
came. I'm like,
Good.
can't make everyone happy. Just so everybody understands, a lot of times that these live streams are not going to have anything to do with science. We're just, we're doing this to
Yeah.
give you guys something to do.
Zach,
And-
learn songs on your own for fun.
Yeah.
and I will always try to throw in science anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah, no, we try to. I mean, we do. We talk about it, but there are times like tonight I was like dead set on not doing anything SGU related. All right, George, you have a gig tonight.
I do. I'm going to be on YouTube
Oh.
in 40 minutes, actually. It's
Oh,
my
nice.
7-song series, episode number 24. It's 7 songs all on a theme. This week's theme is songs whose title doesn't appear in the lyrics of the song.
I like that.
Ooh.
That's
I am
cool.
doing a police song,
Cool.
Jay.
Is that allowed?
Can you think of one? Can you think of one?
Synchronicity.
No, that's in the
Which
song.
one?
It is in the song.
No?
2.
That's it. There you go.
Yes.
Very good. Brian got it. Synchronicity 2. Or Synchronicity II.
Good
Yeah.
job, Brian.
That's the
Good
video
job.
with the
Yeah, yeah.
running across the ocean, right? Isn't that synchronicity
Yeah,
too?
it starts
Yeah,
out
yeah.
on the Scottish lock,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's the video. The
Loch.
three of them, Godley and Cream, did it, and then
Yes.
Stuart Copeland's riser literally caught on fire during the video, and the director was like, "Keep rolling, keep rolling." Like the crew is running out. They're like, "This place is going to burn down. We're leaving." So it's the director by himself with the camera filming Stuart Copeland playing on a riser that's on fire.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah,
love it.
that's about as
Yes.
badass as Stuart
About
gets.
as
He's
badass as it
awesome.
gets.
All right, so
Please
George,
go to my YouTube channel.
Is it
George
Geologic
Rob.
Records or George? Rob?
Geologic Records, but if you just Google George Hrab or just search George Hrab or go to my Twitter feed, all the links are there.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
This is it,
7 o'clock. We're about 39 minutes away from starting. So hope to see you there in the chat.
So
Yeah.
thank you, Brian. Thank you, George.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
you.
You're awesome.
Good job tonight, Bob. Ian, as usual, you're amazing.
Ian's the
You too,
best.
you too, Jay. Yeah, but Ian's the best.
And go to nexus.org and register for.
Oh,
our
yes,
message.
please.
Please.
Yes, please.
We will talk to you, all of you guys, soon. It's time to eat dinner. That's why I'm happy.
Ooh, enjoy.
Yeah.
What are you having? What are you having? What's on the menu?
Carbonara.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
Va bene.
I had
Va
2
bene.
eggs. I had 2 eggs today. That's all I've eaten is 2 hard-boiled eggs. So I'm going to eat tonight.
there were 2 ostrich eggs, but still, just 2
Yeah,
eggs.
whatever. Don't do that.
Gort.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Night,
Oh,
guys.
Oh wait, I forgot to tell my watermelon story. Another
Okay.
one. I gave my baby watermelon and she choked on it and we were scared. And that's it. That's the only watermelon. story.
Watermelon is done.
Watermelons,
It's
man.
again. So
Just-
never watermelon ever again. It's done. So anybody who spams watermelon in the chat, you're banned. Instant
Oh my
ban.
God.
Okay,
Oh,
bye.
boy, that's scary, man.
Okay, I'll play the outro music a little bit, just for a second. Oh, that was the intro. What